Hello. I put a video up a day or so ago that was talking about transitions, and as you can tell, I can get really passionate about transitions and transformational aspects of life. I put it up, I kind of felt like I just wanted to add a little bit more to it so that you have some more practical, I guess, ways of going about the transition moments, those moments where you're kind of, feeling it out. Something that I've found really effective and really quite easy is that when I start to find myself feeling a bit overwhelmed, like things are getting, it's like you're on a little spiral and you can feel yourself, you've either got two ways to go, you can kind of let yourself go down, or if you catch yourself, you can kind of start just easing your way up, and before you know it, you're sort of like, oh, I don't understand why I was feeling so down before, or so frustrated, or so angry, and now I'm feeling kind of good again. So what I like to do, and everyone's different, but this is something that I found really effective for me, is that in the morning is a good time to do it, I found, because sometimes you wake up and you already catch yourself, you just sort of pay attention to what you're kind of thinking about. Sometimes something will pop into your mind straight away, or and sometimes it will kind of be, a more positive slant or a not as positive slant. That's usually when I will catch myself and sort of gently ease myself into where I do want my day to go, that upper rather than the slow descent. But something I've found really effective is, and it only takes a couple of minutes. You can spend as long as you like on it, but it doesn't have to take a long time. You can just take, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and it'll have its effect. What I'll do is I'll actually sit with myself and think, okay, what am I feeling right now? If it's a darker feeling, rather than sort of running away from it, I'll actually allow myself to look at it. And I know one thing when I was studying psychology that really stood out to me, which I'd found in my own personal experience anyway, is if you have something where you're kind of, you don't want to go there and you really push against going there by just trying to force yourself to go the other way, is that you'll just have this stronger and stronger pull. It's like your mind starts tallying up all the times you're trying to pull against it, and it starts using that resistance to pull you back that way, and as soon as you're off your guard, you just... So what I found, the best thing is to actually look at it. Look at how you're feeling. If you're starting to feel like, I'll use it as an example, there's something sort of bigger for where you want to go at the moment. You can feel yourself just feeling like it's a little bit overwhelming and you don't know if you're good enough, and you start feeling, I really let myself feel into it, and I'll think, how does it make if you don't know exactly where to start, think, how do I feel about it in my body? I know for a while I started feeling like my shoulders were being really weighed down, like I had a really heavy backpack on and I was carrying this weight around, and I'll actually look at it and I'll describe it in all its, deep, dark, big extremes, and really let myself go for it. If I was feeling angry, I just, without censoring it, I write that down, how I was feeling. Oh, that's what I meant to say, is I'd write it down. When you write something down, it brings your mind and your thoughts to a focus point. So rather than having all this stuff going on and trying to catch it and control it, you just bring it down to a focus point. Describe everything that's going on. Describe your thoughts if you're aware of them. I don't feel good enough. I kind of feel like there's something going on. I don't really know what to do. And just write it down. You could write one thing. If that's all you have time for and that's all you feel like doing, just one thing of how you're feeling. And then, just look at it, accept it and say, okay, well that's that moment, that's how I'm feeling. Where would I like to go from here? Where would I, what would make me feel a little bit better? And, often people sort of get stuck because they'll have have these negative feelings and they'll either start sort of paying more attention to them and get caught up in them and get more and more snowballing in that direction. Or either go, I don't want to know about it, I don't want to look at it, I'm going to pull myself with every bit of ounce of energy I've got in this other direction. You know, I'm awesome, I can do it, I have all the skills, and it's kind of like both of them are a bit drastic. The sneaky, smart way, which I've found to be really effective, is to look at it and go, okay, what's a tiny jump I can make from here? If you can't go from I feel so overwhelmed to I'm invincible in one jump, which to be honest is a really difficult thing to do, especially if you're only just sort of starting to pay attention to all this, you just gently ease yourself into it. So you'll start with, you know, I feel really heavy, I feel blah blah blah. You might go, well, it feels good to be looking at it because now I can really decide where I want to go from here. I can do something about it. This is good. I've actually taken the time to sit down or stop a moment and, you know, place value on myself. And, you know, that feels kind of good. And then you go, okay, I'm not feeling it. I still feel heavy-ish, but I want to be more expansive, a bit more open. You go, well, what I'd like to feel is like, you know, I know that I would like to be moving in this direction. And that is something you know. And it always feels good to say, I know. I know is a nice feeling. So you might roll with that, and then you might focus a bit more on, you know, just some good things that are going on. Well, there was this that I used to feel really overwhelmed thinking about that, and now it's, you know, it's a piece of cake. So I know that it can catch me on where I'm taking you with this. It's just a gentle step by step by step by step. And some days you'll find that before you know it, you won't even really know how. You'll be like, okay, I feel so much lighter, I feel brighter, I feel excited about doing the things that before just made me want to go into bed and pull the covers over my head. You know, so some days it doesn't take that long. Other days, especially when it's something that you might have been found challenging for a bit in your lifetime, it might take a bit more time, but it will change. It does change, and when it's a slow, gradual change, it's lasting.